Hey yogis, welcome back. Today we're focusing on opening up hamstrings and maybe, just maybe, by the end of this week, getting into the splits or further than you thought possible. So let's start warming up so we can get a good flow and a pump through the body. When your body's warm, you are so much more flexible. So let's get some blood flow going. Instead of an internalization at the beginning of practice, will be breath meditation. So let me stand back so you can see me. Feet are hip width distance apart, palms facing forward, shoulder blades hugged onto the back body, subtle lift through the heart, and lots of firmness down through all four corners of the feet. With your breath in, arms rise up overhead. You can follow with your gaze, maybe even taking a tiny little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, strong flat back, empty, fold. Press down through the feet, breathe in, rise up, gaze follows the hands, and empty, fold. Halfway lift, folding forward, soft belly, heavy head. Press down through the feet, breathe in, rise up. And last one, dive forward, fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands will plant down, stepping back, high plank. From high plank, you can either go straight into downward facing dog or vinyasa, bending at the elbows, heart kisses your mat, and downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, either gazing forward and taking a big step forward or softening your knees with your exhale, hop forward into a fold. With your breath in, halfway lift, filling up. Exhale, fold. Breath in, rise, and dive. Half lift, hop or step back, plank, maybe down dog, or vinyasa through. From downward facing dog, one more of those, knees soften, gaze goes to the top of the mat. Use your exhale for your float and inhale for your flat back. Empty, fold, rising hands overhead, and diving, fold. From here, fingers will stay where they are. Right foot takes a big step back, and you'll turn your right toes out slightly, so they'd be about 2 o'clock. And you don't want your heels to be in line. They wouldn't want to be like if there was train tracks running here, left foot on one, right foot on the other. Strong belly engagement, lifting up, shoulders over hips. Pressing right hip forward, arms lift, warrior one. From warrior one, take a bind of the hands at the low spine, drive your knuckles down your back leg, lift your heart, and then empty out, hug your left shoulder to the inside of your front leg. Knuckles can go up or stay pressing back behind you. You kind of want, I know I'm not the best example of really tight shoulders, but you want your palms to stay connected. And then lifting the chest up, release the bind of the hands. Hands come up overhead and sinking a little deeper into the front knee, looking for a lot of length happening through the back right leg. And then plant your palms, step back, high plank, vinyasa through, or chill out in downward facing dog. Woo! Moving a little quick to be chatting today. And then soft knees, either hop or step forward, fold, halfway lift, empty, fold. Breath in, rise, mountain, hands overhead. And swan dive forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands stay where they are, right foot stays where it is. Left foot this time taking a big step back, setting up for warrior one on this side, right side, left hips coming forward, right plugging in, arms lift. And I'm trying so hard not to have a back bend here. So I want to have my heart square over my hips. Shoulders are soft, nice, strong bend through your front knee. Think about on this side what your glutes are doing. So is left glute soft? Right glutes engaged, left glutes engaged. Lots of engagement there, hands thread at the base of the spine. Opposite, uncomfortable grip this time. Knuckles drive down, heart lifts up, full breath in. Empty, fold forward, hinge from the waist. And sip of breath in, rise. Release your bind, hands lift, deeper bend through front knee, sinking, pressing left hip forward. Hands will come down to the mat. This time step your back foot forward, fold, halfway lift, fold. Right foot steps back, crescent lunge. So all 5 toes connected to your mat, heel is high. Front knee, left knee stays over top of ankle, and then strong belly, sinking hips, strong glutes, arms rise. Take a full breath in here. As you exhale, start to lower your right knee down, but don't let it touch. Hold. Rise. Warrior 3, lots of energy into your front leg. You can take your hands to heart center. If Warrior 3 is definitely not in your practice, I would say hands at heart center are gonna be your best bet, or a long side body like airplane. I'm gonna show you Warrior 3 moving into this. So leaning forward with my heart, my fingers are leading the way, back leg becomes light, front leg, standing leg, so strong. Right hip stays closed, baby toe looking down. Hold for 2. Slow drop back down. Crescent lunge. Lower the back knee all the way down to your mat. Half split, hands will come down. Either grab your blocks or hands come down to the floor. I'm a little short here, you can see. I have to pick up my front leg and drop my heel down just a little bit in front of where it was. Left hip hugs in. Toes are up. Heel is actively digging down. I know I say this over and over again, but so many are soft in this, and it's just doing you no good. Heel down, pull back and in. If you can't get as deep, that's okay. Maybe you stay up a little higher. The more your heart drops and the more your back stays flat, the deeper you're getting into the back of the leg. Those of you who have been here before and you feel really good, take your hands to the outside of the front leg. Turn your toes 11 o'clock. Maybe turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Come back through center. Bend your left knee and sink the hips. Come into a low runner's lunge. So lots of weight into the hips here. And slide the hips back, half split, toes up, heel down. Maybe you want to see what it's like to walk your hands over to the right. Look over right shoulder. And back through center, bend the left knee. Low runner's lunge. Lots of hip heaviness here. So we don't want to be holding on at all. Just sink, sink, sink. Half split. This time, half split, you're staying where you are or walking your hands forward, reaching crown of your head for your toes. If you want to try the splits, you might want to lift your back knee and just start to inch it back. You're still a little bit cold here. I'm not going to go all the way in. I've learned my lesson. I have definitely learned my lesson. It is loud and it is painful. So here is where I'm going to stay. If you have full splits, you can go all the way in. If you are in half split, making sure that your hip stacked over your knee and your ankle, the front heel is the one that's moving forward. Reach with your chest, your heart. Whew. When you have a B mat, they're so sticky, you really can't slide. So you've got to make sure that you have this pose in your body before you attempt to do it on a really sticky mat. And then bend the knee, come forward one more time, low runner's lunge. Pick the back knee up and breathe in. Exhale, step forward, fold. An option here to take a bind at the base of the back again, knuckles up, head down. Releasing bind if you have it. Head is heavy, fingers touch down. Right foot stays where it is, left foot comes back, crescent lunge. Where are your glutes on your body? Are they soft, you don't even feel them, or are they firm? If I was to come touch them, what would I feel? A rock or an old avocado? Oh man, avocados, hey, they like have a 5-second life expectancy once they are ripe. From here, we're gonna take warrior 3. This time I'll show you what it looks like, hands at heart center. So maybe I don't have this in my practice and I'm just gonna inch my foot forward, my back foot forward, and then lean with my heart. This is actually harder than going all the way in and just throwing yourself into the pose. Leaning forward, lots of engagement through the front leg, and then I'm pressing down and off, lifting my back leg up. If you get here and it's like, whoa, I actually like this, you can reach your hands forward for warrior 3. And come back, crescent lunge. Slow lower left knee comes to hover, hold. Back up, hold. And then a slow lower all the way down. Low runner's lunge. From here, hips slide back, half split, right side. So again, taking my heel forward, digging down, toes up, pulling back towards my shins. Shin, only one of them there. Oh, I had Rex up here with me, my dog, and I'm covered in dog hair now. He's just down below. He might visit us at some point. Knee comes back forward, nice bend, low runner's lunge. Left hip sinks in, nice and juicy. Slide your hips back, half split. Stay here. Maybe you go for a little more depth. Walking your hands to the right, toes turn to 2 o'clock. And back to center, bend your knee, low runner's lunge. It's a really good place to capture your breath. And just what exactly it is you're doing with your practice. If you're here to punish yourself, or if you're here to challenge yourself, or to be critical or judgmental, what's behind that, what's underneath that. Slide your hips back, half split. Maybe you go the other way with your hands. Yoga gives us a great opportunity to visit why our mind goes to the places it does. A lot of times it's just suffering. A lot of suffering happening in there, a lot of judgment of self and others. I know that if I'm judging someone else, my inner judgment is loud and I'm just trying to run away from it. Come back through center and low lunge. I think I might have added one more here because we're going to go back and just see, maybe not. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. So option to just find your depth here or try for your full splits. Sometimes I'll walk my heel forward or heel toe my back knee back. This is as deep as I'm going here today, but we have many more days to attempt this, to try this. And you'll notice that both of my feet are flexed. That means that my muscles at its shortest length, so I'm strong and long. It's flexed. My glute is engaged. And then I'm gonna heel toe both feet into center and tuck my back toes. If you're with me, you're doing the same. Lift your back leg and then step back plank. From plank, lift your right heel up. Maybe you have one knee down. Hold. Right toes come down, left heel comes up. Hold. Both toes come down, big toes to center. Draw your knees wide to the outside edges of your mat. Sink your hips back, child's pose. So you can stay in child's pose, doing some side bends. Maybe you walk your hands to the left or walk your hands to the right. Or if you and your knees are capable of hero's pose, I'll get you to press up through your palms, draw your knees together, heels wide to the outside edges of the hips, and sinking your bum down onto your mat. Right now, I don't have a full hero's, so I'm gonna take a block and place it underneath my sit bones and see what that feels like. Woo, my foot's cramping. I did throw a banana in my smoothie this morning because if I don't have bananas, I cramp really easily. It's quite impactful to me to have a banana. So I can stay here, or for me, I like a little bit more sensation. I'm here, I want the discomfort, I want to sit in it. So I'm going to walk my hands back, keep my knees rooted down into my mat. Really open up through the quad. And we'll all meet back at center, so you can come forward from heroes and make your way back to child's pose. And slowly draw yourself up. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, take your left knee, left wrist, back leg lengthens out. Finding half pigeon, active half pigeon at first. So I want to really think about lengthening my back leg out as far as I can and having it directly behind me and sinking through the right hip, but not letting my left hip lean and drop down unless that feels really good to you. Breathing for 3. And then softening for 4. You can come down as far as you can get. Hands plant down, back toes tuck under, and hips lift, downward facing dog. Wag your itty bitty tush from side to side. Or maybe you got a lot of junk in your trunk like I do. There's definitely nothing itty bitty about this. Left leg comes up, left knee, left wrist. Oh ha, I lied. Right leg comes up. I was like, something seems very familiar about this. Right knee, right wrist, and then foot slides across wherever it fits in nice and so there's not a lot of knee discomfort. And if you can't do this, reclined figure 4s is your best bet. You'll notice I'm inching my back leg away from my body as I speak. I'm breathing for 3, active and engaged. And then for 4. Let yourself soften all the way down to what your depth is. And if your depth is looking like where you first started, that's pretty cool too. And pressing up through the palms. Shift your weight onto the outside of right hip. Sweep both legs forward. Push your sit bones behind you, your heart forward, arms come up, and exhale. You can round your spine and soften down over your legs. He really did a number on me. Do you want to see him? Rex, come here, buddy. No. He's sleeping. Maybe next video we can get him to come up, so you have to stay for the next time. It will be like searching for Rex. Coming all the way up, bending the knees, and just rotating the knees from side to side. They don't have to be big windshield wipers, just tiny ones. Don't have to touch all the way down. And winding down, roll your spine down onto your mat. Take your arms out to the side, cross left thigh over top of right, and see if you can draw your ankle to your right calf, left ankle to right calf. Lift your hips up and slide them to the left, and let your shape fall to the right. Back through center. Keep your right foot where it is and take a half happy baby with the left foot. So left knee underneath left ankle. Hand grip either inside or outside arch if you can, or back of the thigh. And maybe you extend your right leg straight. Release the grip of your left foot. Plant the sole down onto your mat. Right thigh crosses over left. Ankle to calf. Hips lift up. And a slide over to the right as your knees drop to the left. It's a lot to do, a lot to think about, but once you're there, you can completely forget all the steps you took to get into it and just think about opening through the right side body. Oh my goodness, my stomach is growling so loud. I wonder if you can hear it. And back through center, left foot stays where it is, hips come neutral, half happy baby. Right foot is the grab this time. Maybe this side's a little bit different. Your left leg changes or stays the same. And I always find that when I'm pushing so hard in my yoga practice, yes, it has its places, that's for sure. But oftentimes when I push out of my breath, I'm just completely going into cortisol overload. And what I've done inside my practice is completely defeated because I end up just spiking my cortisol. So breath is so important during yoga. It's teaching your body how to regulate itself and really impacting you in many different areas that there are spikes or chaos in life. You have a longer reaction time. And back through center, both feet release, Shavasana. Arms along side body, shoulders down and away from the ears, soft belly breaths. And please stay here. Enjoy your Shavasana. And I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.